The young man was too tired from continuous high intensity and unfortunately died suddenly, but unexpectedly traveled to a fantasy world. He became a little direct disciple of Qingyun's sect. In order to avoid repeating the same mistakes, he made a vow. He vowed never to work overtime in this immortal world. Others practice swordsmanship early and late. He lies under the tree and loafs around, facing the fleeing enemy. He decisively gave up the pursuit. He chose to descend. This is Hua Qingyun's 9-to-5 practice method. Hua Qingyun, who completed the task yesterday, was napping under a tree, while the disciples around him were working hard. In the Tangyin world, are divided into 6 levels. From low to high are the key refinement realm, the spirit realm, spirit palace realm, purple mansion realm, and ascension realm. Each level is divided into 9 layers. Hua Qingyun wanted to fish more effectively. He claims his strength is in the Linggang realm. While Hua Qingyun was slacking off, a disciple came to him, said that the sect leader was asking him about yesterday's tasks. Fortunately, Hua Qingyun had already warned his disciples, asking them to help him hide his true strength. And the dignified uncle in front of him is the sect leader of Qingyun's sword sect, Wen Jian, whose strength has reached the immortal realm. He is also known as the god of Qingyun's sword. Hua Qingyun only used a small box of tea, made such a great master become a sycophant. Who would have thought that? The dignified Qingyun sword god is actually a tea lover. Cater to his interests. Building a good relationship with your leader is a must for workers. Then Hua Qingyun took out the blood soul orb he seized yesterday. When Wen Jian saw the blood soul orb, he couldn't calm down. He wanted to tell Hua Qingyun the function of the blood soul pearl. Hua Qingyun, who always wanted to lie flat, didn't want to know these. Hua Qingyun, who was about to run away, Wen Jian began to preach to him. If Hua Qingyun hadn't been slacking off every day, the 4 hall masters would have come to him to discuss expelling Hua Qingyun from the position of the direct disciple. Hearing that he was fired, Hua Qingyun showed a happy expression. That's great. If he was demoted to an inner disciple who dares to object to his slacking off in the future, and Hua Qingyun's bizarre brain circuit made Wen Jian's blood pressure soar. At this moment, Yu Jiangxin, the top direct disciple of Qingyun's sword sect, and Milk Powder, Yu Jiangxin, the chief disciple of Qingyun's sword sect. He is not only a famous person, but also a beauty, but also reached the 4th level of the Purple Mansion at a young age. He is the best in both strength and popularity. He is regarded as the future of Qingyun's sword sect, but failing Wang Hua Qingyun is the last one among the direct disciples. What puzzled Yu Jiangxin was that tens of thousands of inner disciples work day and night just to become a true disciple. But his senior brother wants to go down from top to bottom. Hua Qingyun made an excuse for himself, that he was stuck in the spirit palace realm, so he wants to start over from the inner sect to consolidate his foundation before breaking through. Yu Jiangxin showed an expression of admiration. He didn't expect senior brother Hua to be so motivated. He thought so deeply about the path of cultivation. It's completely different from the rumors. Junior sister, keep a low profile. Keep a low profile. Wen Jian called Yu Jiangxin this time is because several hall masters made a request to Hua Qingyun. Their request is to let Hua Qingyun and Yu Jiangxin perform tasks together, to learn from the chief disciple's diligent character. Hua Qingyun was speechless. Yu Jiangxin is the king of internal competition. He has driven the atmosphere of competition in the sect. A king of internal competition, a millionaire. How could they work together on a mission? So, Hua Qingyun said he was afraid of holding Yu Jiangxin back and planned to refuse. But Yu Jiangxin was excited. And excited. He wanted to support each other with his senior brother and make progress together. He also planned to use this mission to prove himself, to break the rumors from the outside world. Fa Qingyun said, "Wow, good guy. He still wants to take advantage of me. I'm so sad." To escape from his clutches, Fa Qingyun threatened Hua Qingyun with no one to take care of. In order to prevent Hua Qingyun from being millionaire, Wen Jian also offered Hua Qingyun a benefit. That if Hua Qingyun can successfully complete this mission, he would give him 3 days off. If she completes the task, she can get 1,000,000. 3 days. Such a good thing. How could Hua Qingyun refuse? One is a beautiful girl who is the king of internal competition, and she practices hard every day. While the other is the king of slacking. He wakes up at noon every day, and loafing is his life creed. It's not Hua Qingyun's fault for not working hard, because he died suddenly from overwork every month, which led him to cross into the immortal world and started a 9-to-5 cultivation life. Others get up early and stay up late to practice swords. He leaves work on time. But even so, with his abnormal talent, he broke through realms like water. He has quietly become a very powerful existence. Facing the sect masters begging, he finally agreed to go on a mission with his junior sister. Just after noon, Hua Qingyun saw Yu Jiangxin practicing self-discipline. Yu Jiangxin looked unhappy. His senior brother not only slept until noon, but also was late. In Hua Qingyun's dictionary, there's no getting up early. He thinks not sleeping at noon is like being dead. But at the moment, he was late. The king of internal competition swung his sword 3,000 times. My junior sister is really competitive. She's really cultivating all the time. The task of the two this time is to investigate the reason for the villagers' disappearance. They think the villagers' disappearance should be related to the demon sect. Yu Jiangxin reassured her he would take care of Hua Qingyun this time. Sure enough, hiding her cultivation is so cool. Hua Qingyun not only has a powerful backer, but also got a 3-day vacation bonus. Isn't this a perfect? Is there a reward for slacking off? When they first arrived at Tianyan Mountains, Yu Jiangxin suggested to find villagers for clues. But Hua Qingyun took out a clock. It's time to get off work. And then left the task of asking the villagers to Yuanzhong. The first thing Hua Qingyun did after work is to come to the inn to rest. When paying, Hua Qingyun noticed something odd about the innkeeper. But he was off duty. So he went back to his room to relax. Yu Jiangxin came back from overtime. The inn was full of rooms, so they had to share a room. Although Yu Jiangxin was shy, afraid that his senior brother would plot against him. But then he thought, his senior brother was just a mere Len Gonging. He could protect himself. Hua Qinming with a high-quality life, elegantly eating sandwich cookies. But in the eyes of his junior sister, practitioners should be pure of heart and mind, and abandon the temptation of food. Only when the mind is clear can they strive for cultivation. But in the next second, he was slapped in the face. But was slapped in the face the next second. Hua Qingyun directly took the initiative, telling Yu Jiangxin, avoiding these can make cultivation progress rapidly. It's better to enjoy life. Face the temptation of reality and be courageous to try. In short, is to see your true heart, to see the truth. With truth, you can see truth. Show yourself in all small things, not being affected by the xiangzhong. To show freedom, free as usual, natural milk flavor. Yu Jiangxin was excited, saying that he had grasped the true meaning of it. And then she started to eat the snacks on the table crazily. This made Hua Qingyun beside him feel heartbroken. You're such a fool. In the quiet room at night, Hua Qingyun slept on the bed. Yu Jiangxin practices on the ground. But what they didn't know was that danger is quietly approaching. How disciplined this girl is. She swings her sword 3,000 times a day, with her own efforts, driven the whole sect's atmosphere of internal competition. At a young age, she was a purple mansion cultivator. She is even regarded as the successor of the sect. And our male lead, Hua Qingyun, is in stark contrast to him. He slacks off every day. He leaves work on time every day. Even when he encounters an attack, he let his servant go out to take the bullet and went to bed. This is Hua Qingyun's 9 to 5 and never works overtime. At night, Di Jiangxin was meditating in his room. But he didn't know that the incense had quietly drifted in. When he realized it, it was too late. He had been paralyzed by the fragrance and collapsed to the ground. When Yu Jiangxin was about to faint, he still reminded his senior brother Mu, who was lying on bed. What he didn't know was that his senior brother Hua is a hidden master. These little tricks are nothing to him, which is not enough to see. In the silent forest, the innkeeper was bragging to the demons. After all, today he took down the chief direct disciple of the Qingyun sword sect and an unknown sidekick. To reward the innkeeper, the little brother of the demon sect directly killed him and sent 2 of his puppets to the inn to capture Yu Jiangxin and his sidekick. When Yu Jiangxin woke up, he saw Hua Qingyun standing beside him. The first thing he thought of was to ask his senior brother to run away quickly. Hua Qingyun looked at this silly junior sister expressionlessly. Only then did Yu Jiangxin realize why his senior brother Hua was fine. Hua's senior brother's cultivation should have been knocked out earlier than him, because when Hua Qingyun arrived at the inn, had already noticed that the shop was not right. So he was always on guard. Then Hua Qingyun taught Yu Jiangxin, a novice who had just entered society, taught him a lesson, the precautions for going out on missions. Now, Hua Qingyun in Yu Jiangxin's heart is no longer the one who is rumored to, and a slacker, but with a few words can help him realize the mystery of cultivation. Always be vigilant and save his life. The only drawback is that his cultivation is a bit unsatisfactory. If Yu Jiangxin knew his senior brother's true cultivation, he would probably kowtow to Hua Qingyun when the 2 were about to rest. 2 puppets sent by the demon sect disciple were quickly approaching them. Yu Jiangxin, who sensed the danger, immediately activated the combat mode and stood in front of Hua Qingyun. Just about to warn Hua Qingyun to be careful, he turned around and found Hua Qingyun was going to bed. He asked his junior sister to take the bullet. I don't know what kind of sin Yu Jiangxin did in his past life to have such a millionaire senior brother. Yu Jiangxin, who was angry, he launched a crazy attack on the enemy to vent her dissatisfaction. Sure enough, a woman in anger is more terrifying than a man. So, brothers, no matter where, don't offend women. When the smoke cleared, Yu Jiangxin found that the one who attacked them were disciples of the 4th sect in the eastern wilderness, Zeling. When she saw their eyes, Yu Jiangxin realized that they had been sealed by the demon sect's soul and became puppets. This confirmed the disappearance of Yongden village. It was indeed the demon sect behind it, and the strength of these 2 puppets, at least at the 3rd or 4th level of the Purple Mansion. At this moment, Yu Jiangxin was a little upset. He just used them to sharpen his sword. The young man traveled to the immortal world. He didn't work hard to cultivate, but fished every day. When he's out, all the dirty and tiring work, he leaves all the dirty and tiring work to his poor sister. When he meets a girl, he becomes her bodyguard. Where can I find such a devoted junior sister? The most outrageous thing is that Hua Qingyun is not only a swordsmanship genius, but also has amazing strength in order to better relax. So he sealed his cultivation level and slept to watch. He secretly helped his sister defeat the enemy. He almost exposed his identity as a hidden master. Yu Jiangxin, who was pulled out to be a scapegoat, took his anger out on the two puppets and used his unique skill Qingyun sword technique Dun Du Nyu. With just one move, he knocked the two puppets away, and the sword light that was slashed out split into countless sword ki. The scene, Hua Qingyun watching the battle with his mind was amazed, although this can cause group damage. But the power has also decreased a lot. One of the puppets was already seriously injured and couldn't get up. The puppet's senior sister saw the injured junior brother actually regained a trace of self-awareness, and he only had one thought at the moment, is to fight Yu Jiangxin to the death. The battle between the two women is really terrifying. The scene of swords and swords is simply shocking. Sure enough, love can make people burst out infinite potential. Even Yu Jiangxin couldn't handle it. Why do women make things difficult for other women? Yu Jiangxin no longer holds back and intends to end the battle, and intends to end this battle. Hua Qingyun, the king of slacking off and dead, also admired his poor sister. In such a short time of collision, can measure the opponent's depth? Hua Qingyun is still a little worried. After all, they are both disciples of Zifu, and the fourth level of cultivation, but the disciple of Ziling sect as a blood ghost. Dealing with it is still a bit tricky for Yu Jiangxin. At this time, Yu Jiangxin was gathering energy, planning to defeat the enemy with one move. Hua Qingyun realized that his junior sister didn't seem to be aware of the danger. So he caught a leaf from the window, just in case. At this moment, Yu Jiangxin had completed his energy gathering. He used the drawing sword technique in Qingyun sword art. He directly knocked the puppet girl down from the air. Yu Jiangxin finally breathed a sigh of relief. He finally subdued them. Just as Yu Jiangxin was thinking how to wake them up, the puppet girl actually attacked Yu Jiangxin. Just at this critical moment, a leaf flew past Yu Jiangxin's face, knocking away the previous attack. Yu Jiangxin was dumbfounded. If that attack had hit him, he would have been seriously injured. He reacted quickly and didn't have time to think. He teleported behind the puppet girl, knocked her out, and took the two disciples back to the inn. Yu Jiangxin kept thinking when he returned to the room, who saved him just now? He thought it was his senior brother who saved him. Hua Qingyun said he had been lying in the room, sleeping, which directly ruled him out. After all, in Yu Jiangxin's eyes, he is only 0 respectful. How could he have such means? Yu Jiangxin suggested, bring the two disciples of Ziling sect back to sect, and let the elders remove the blood poison in their bodies. But in this way, the demons would escape. Hua Qingyun, who wanted a 3-day vacation, stood up and planned to make a slight effort. This scared Yu Jiangxin beside him. He was afraid that his lazy senior brother turned the two people from Ziling sect into fools. When he saw his senior brother removed the blood demon seed, he was shocked. Hua Qingyun was even more confident. Saving people is like 2-line operation is fast enough. Hua Qingyun, who has always been considered as a slacker, is actually a hidden master. He removed the blood ghost seed with ease and saved the disciple of Ziling sect. Xiaoyan was very surprised when he woke up. It was a disciple of Qingyun sword sect who saved them. Qingyun asked him, how they were caught by the elder of the demon sect. It turned out that a week ago, they were ordered by their sect to investigate the disappearance of villagers. They tracked down all the way. They found a demon elder was using the villagers' blood for sacrifice. But they fell into the trap set by the other party and were then suppressed by the elder of the demon sect. They didn't expect that. They were under a blood curse and became blood demons. Today, they were luckily rescued by Hua Qingyun, and they were grateful. Now, Yu Zhongxin, admire Hua Qingyun with all his heart, because just now, he saw with his own eyes, Hua Qingyun slightly made a move. He pulled out the blood ghost seeds of the two. This operation also stunned him on the spot, because the blood ghost seed was buried deep in the sea of corpses. Extract it without hurting others' lives. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. Even the elders of the sect, they couldn't do it so smoothly. In order not to expose his identity as a hidden boss, he made up an excuse to get away with it. The first thing Hua Qingyun did after saving people was to ask for a reward. Yu Zhongxin next to him was furious, obviously just a casual wave. There was no need to use any rare treasures. They are not stupid. How could he agree? But the next second, he was slapped. The girl was slapped in the face when she returned to sect. Not only gave snacks, but also to promote Hua Qingyun's reputation to the disciples. Did this girl have a brain fart? How could she agree? Unexpectedly, Hua Qingyun went out to fish and relax. He could also earn some extra money. Hua Qingyun asked them to recall, when they were caught, the specific situation of the demon sect elder. They only knew his name was Mozhan. His frontal combat power is not good, but he was a small trash. But he was very good at using arrays and spells. They were defeated by the poison. This little problem was nothing in Hua Qingyun's eyes. Hua Qingyun said he had a pill that could protect them from the poison for 3 hours, and asked the three of them if they had the confidence to subdue the elder. Xia Yan was confident. Without the poison incense, he could easily kill the evil elder in minutes. What Xia Yan didn't understand was why Hua Qingyun didn't go with them. Hua Qingyun said he was saving him. They were weak. Actually, they just don't want to work overtime. Soon, they went to the forest to look for the trace of the elder. Xia Yan looked at the pill in his hand. He still didn't believe that. Hua Qingyun's pill is really that effective, but there's no turning back once the bow is drawn. The three swallowed the pills, just as the three were planning how to find the demon sect elder. Yu Zhongxin suddenly felt danger, because as early as half a stick of incense ago, there was no sign of life nearby. Originally, they had already stepped into the enemy's formation. Yu Zhongxin showed several sword ki to eliminate the illusion of the formation, and the surroundings were a swamp. These black mud seemed to be the corpses of dead creatures. At this moment, the elder of the demon sect finally appeared. Someone dares to disturb the king of slacking off. They really want to die. After all, in Hua Qingyun's, in his heart, nothing is more important than the demon land. The elder of the magic wind finally appeared in the forest. The three saw Maxuan with a full face of anger. Moxuan was also a little puzzled. They didn't expect that their evil ghost tomb was removed so quickly. He concluded that Yu Zhongxin must have some secret. Seeing that Hua Qingyun was missing, Moxuan became even more arrogant, thinking Hua Qingyun was scared and ran away. Unexpectedly, he was mocked even without the protagonist. It seems that Bailan is really hated. Xia Yun took the lead. After all, he was enough to deal with a trash like Mozhan. He directly hit Moxuan with a stick. But when the smoke cleared, Jia Yun didn't hit his target. After all, Mo Zhuan suffered a loss at his hands before. This time, he was prepared. The junior brother in Zilin planned to attack him by surprise, but was still noticed and mocked by Mo Zhuan. Their righteous disciples were all hit by his bone gun. But they didn't know. A sword energy rushed towards Mo Zhuan. Mo Zhuan thought he had blocked the attack, but he still overestimated himself. After all, the first true disciple of King Yun's sword sect is not a false name. The three of them floated in the air. Yu Jiangxin found that there was nothing on the ground. He was very upset. It didn't hit, and the poison gas also spread around Yu Jiangxin. When Mo Zhuan saw that they were all hit by Shigu Xiang, he laughed heartily, because those who are poisoned will fall in 10 seconds. The poison has spread to Yu Jian's heart. When Mo Zhuan saw that they were unscathed and noticed that one person was missing, he felt something was wrong, but it was too late. Ziyan appeared behind Mo Zhuan at some point, and gave Mo Zhuan a hard punch. Little junior brother, and then followed up with a beating on Zhou Moxuan. Mo Zhuan was beaten up and looked terrible. Mo Zhuan, who was beaten up, is in a daze. He doesn't understand why Yu Jiangxin and the others weren't poisoned. That it's because someone has a hidden master behind them. Dealing with such scum is a piece of cake. And our Yu Jiangxin is finally going to take action and intends to use the King Yun sword technique to kill him. But Mo Zhuan also has a backup. He had already set up the Blood Lian array of tomorrow to solve all three of them. In the array, a blood with the 6th level of Purple Mansion appeared. The three were panicked. After all, they only have the cultivation of Zifu realm. What worried Yu Jiangxin the most was that Mo Zhuan, this trash, sent a blood cultivator of the 5th insect realm to deal with his lazy senior brother. But when another evil ghost entered the room, but didn't find Hua Qingyun there, it was because Hua Qingyun had moved his position and went to sleep in the next room. It's so hard to make Hua Qingyun work over time. But the next second, he was found by the blood ghost, which also woke up Hua Qingyun, who was sleeping. Hua Qingyun was extremely unhappy. Can't find him. Can't you just go back? Why do you have to drag others into it? Is it so hard for me to just sleep peacefully? The consequences of the King of 100 Bullets going crazy are serious, but also beat the evil spirit who disturbed him half to death. It also gave the elder of the demon sect in the distance a precise dimensionality reduction strike. They just want to sleep peacefully, but they had to disturb them. The three people in the formation were fighting with the blood demon. Yu Jiangxin's Qingming sword art and Xilin's Ziling marrow can't be tied. There's no way. Instead, the little junior brother was seriously injured. Jia Yun saw his little junior brother seriously injured, immediately fell into a berserk state, and started to beat the blood fiend wildly. Yu Jiangxin asked him to calm down first. The blood ghost is incredibly strong and has regenerative abilities. If they don't kill him in one hit, they will be exhausted sooner or later. Jia Yun said, he has a move that can directly destroy them, but it needs time to charge up to be powerful. Yu Jiangxin stepped forward at this moment. To buy time for him, Mo Zhuan, who has been watching the battle from above, admired everything in the town. Mo Zhuan was confident in his blood loss, threatening to make them sacrifices again. Thinking of the blood on Hua Qingyun's side, he showed a satisfied smile, thinking that Hua Qingyun's side was over. But what he didn't know was that number 2 blood corpse was almost killed by Hua Qingyun in order not to let Mo Zhuan know. Hua Qingyun still left a breath for these ghosts. He just wanted to sleep peacefully. But they had to wake him up. Since that's the case, Hua Qingyun also planned to give him a gift in return. Hua Qingyun grabbed the blood corpse's hair and walked outside. He looked at the blood lian great array in the distance. After confirming the destination, Hua Qingyun posed in a handsome manner. Is it there? Let's just say this blood corpse is really unlucky. Not only was he beaten, but now he's a missile. It's really too hard. After confirming the target, next is to launch. Back to the dilapidated room. There is still some time before dawn. Let's see if there is a better room. Go back to sleep. Yu Jiangxin, on the other side, is fighting the blood corpse alone. But the gap in realm makes Yu Jiangxin a little tired. And with the blessing of the formation, are getting stronger. This made Maxuan very happy. The eldest disciple of King Yun's sword sect is nothing special. Mo Xuan immediately ordered the blood corpse to attack. At this time, Yu Jiangxin was powerless to fight back. He could only watch the blood corpse approaching him. But at this critical moment, Xiaohai is coming. Before Mo Xuan could react, and he was smashed into the formation together. Is this the legendary dimensionality reduction strike? Maxuan's 2 blood ghosts were instantly destroyed. He couldn't believe who did it. Yu Jiangxin thought it was the elder coming to save him. Mo Xuan saw the situation was not good. He must be the elder of King Yun's sword sect. He planned to take the scrapped blood ghosts and run away. Yu Jiangxin, who was going to chase, was trapped by the blood. Fortunately, Ziyan had completed his charge. At this time, Ziyan actually entered Xichang from here and accumulated 8 layers of spiritual power. This scared Maxuan half to death. He quickly sent the blood ghost who was scarred earlier to fight again, to resist the attack. Otherwise, if this attack hits him, he would die on the spot. But the century-old battle doesn't affect our king of slacking off. Continue to sleep. I can destroy you in the blink of an eye. This is the true power of the king of millions, who let this blind elder of the demon sect dare to touch our little junior sister. Although he exposed his true strength, but it's worth it for our little junior sister. I just don't know how to deal with it in the future. Hua Qingyun, who worked overtime last night, he slept until noon. When he opened the window and felt the autumn breeze, the sound of explosion in the forest caught his attention. It's a peaceful day. I didn't expect that junior sister Yu and the others. All night. It seems that the elder of the demon sect is really not simple. Then Hua Qingyun took out a clock from his pocket. When the working time comes, and started working. On the other side, when the smoke dissipated, the blood demon had been eliminated by the girl Ziyan, and Ziyan was also exhausted by excessive spiritual power, causing her to kneel down due to weakness. Yu Jiangxin behind couldn't help but sigh. What an amazing explosive power! This is our exclusive technique in Zillion sect. It can accumulate spiritual power and explode in one go. But the drawback is also obvious, is that the accumulation time is too long. Ziyan quickly thanked Yu Jiangxin. If it weren't for him blocking the attack in front, she couldn't cast the secret technique with peace of mind. But this also successfully angered Mo Xuan. He cursed the 3 of them from above. Mo Xuan didn't expect that. The blood he had spent decades cultivating was destroyed by these little brats. Ziyan, who wanted to pick up his stick and fight again, was stopped. After all, the move just now had drained all his spiritual power. At this moment, our moon sword star stepped forward and intended to fight Mo Xuan alone. But Mo Xuan was not a lamb to be slaughtered. He condensed his blood essence into a pair of giant hands and attacked Yu Jiangxin fiercely. Yu Jiangxin was not to be outdone. He calculated the attack time very accurately. The explosion caused by the sword energy and blood energy, which directly shattered the damaged blood formation. Only then did Mo Zhuan realize that he aimed at the gap that was previously hit. I didn't expect you to push me to this point. Then Mo Zhuan used a secret technique to sacrifice his life. His body was aging rapidly. Yu Jiangxin also sensed the danger. He didn't expect Mo Zhuan still had a trump card. The next second, he was sealed from behind. When he turned around, he found that Ziyan and the others were controlled by Mo Zhuan again. Unexpectedly, the blood ghost technique was not completely dispelled. Mo Zhuan immediately ordered them to bring Yu Jiangxin back. Sure enough, the villain talks too much. Mo Zhuan began to mock Yu Jiangxin again. You are just a bunch of brats. Dare to be presumptuous in front of me. Today, I will use you as a sacrifice, to sacrifice to my blood refining array. At this moment, Yu Jiangxin was already desperate, recalling every bit of his relationship with Hua Qingyun. But at this critical moment, our Hua Qingyun arrived and told Mo Zhuan to let go of his junior sister. Yu Jiangxin was stunned. Why did senior brother Hua come? Mo Zhuan looked around in a daze. He thought Hua Qingyun brought Qingyun and the elder of the sword sect. Hua Qingyun looked calm. Don't look. I'm alone. Yu Jiangxin asked him to run away quickly. Don't worry about me. He Muxuan hadn't figured out the situation yet. He attacked Hua Qingyun first. After all, he was a kid from Linggong sect. He was confident in crushing him with one hand. But he was wrong. He didn't know Hua Qingyun was a hidden master. He broke his secret technique in a flash. After waking up, Zeilin Zong, they vented their anger on Mo Zhuan. Finally, he was hit to the ground by Xia Yan's stick. Yu Jiangxin looked surprised. Walked towards Hua Qingyun slowly. Brother Hua, what's going on? Hua Qing said calmly, junior sister. Keep a low profile. Keep a low profile. He is the recognized senior brother, Mo Zhuan. He works at sunrise and rests at sunset and never works hard to cultivate. Even so, he broke through the realm effortlessly. He has quietly become a big shot. Even the sister who has a crush on him doesn't know. But today, for the safety of his junior sister, he took action at the risk of being discovered. There's no way this is love. Hua Qingyun goes to work on time. It means the death of the little trash of the demon sect. Just now, Hua Qingyun, he casually removed the blood vessel technique of the disciples of Ziling sect, which also shocked everyone. Hua Qingyun, what have you done? I just used a little trick. When removing the blood shell seeds in the sea of blood, I found that the roots of the seeds were entangled with your true spirits. I was afraid of hurting the true spirit, so I only removed the outer seeds. But this also means that you might be manipulated again at any time. So Hua Qingyun left several sword auras in their corpse sea. Left a few sword ki. As long as the elder of the demon sect activates the blood ghost seed, the sword energy can cut it off, which can help you turn the tide at a critical moment. Xia Yan was deeply impressed by Hua Qingyun's carefulness and thanked him quickly. Yu Jiangxin was unhappy, complained that his senior brother Hua didn't communicate with him. What if the plan fails? You would be single. Hua Qingyun was a little headache. It's already successful. Why are you still struggling? Sister, don't think that you didn't get the head. You have no sense of existence. You can defeat the elder of the demon sect this time. You are the key person. If you hadn't been kept in the dark, how could you use your realistic acting skills? to deceive the cunning elder of the demon sect. Do you think so, sister? And Hua Qingyun's flattery also gained the recognition of the disciples of Zileng sect. After getting everyone's affirmation, Yu Jiangxin was finally happy. Then he looked at Hua Qingyun with admiration. Although Hua's cultivation base is low, but he didn't expect that he was a person who was good at, and a person with great wisdom. But Hua Qingyun was thinking, I finished my work before going to work. Could he take a vacation early? But at this moment, there was a loud noise from below. It was the lingering Mo Zhuan, activated the blood refining array, which made Hua Qingyun qihua. I knew that such a good thing as early vacation. How could it happen to me? At this moment, Mo Zhuan was absorbing the blood of 2 evil ghosts and refined a long spear from his body. Yu Jiangxin saw the bad situation and planned to stop him. But it was too late. Mo Zhuan not only successfully blocked the attack with the spear and successfully activated the blood refinement battle, and the sword just now was the last spiritual power of Yu Jiangxin. Yu Jiangxin quickly asked everyone to retreat first. Hua Qingyun had no intention of running away, telling them to leave first, and he stayed behind to cover them. But before he finished speaking, Mo Zhuan caught them with the blood formation. The swollen Mo Zhuan began to bark at the ants again. The real hell is yet to come. Those who were caught couldn't believe it. Mo Zhuan was only at the 5th level of Purple Mansion. Now he has reached the 8th level of Purple Mansion. And the Changji that Mo Zhuan just refined was not an ordinary thing. It was the red end demon weapon that appeared 10,000 years ago. When the magic weapon appeared 10,000 years ago, countless righteous people were killed. Finally, the strong men of the central continent reached the fairyland to destroy the red lian demon weapon. Just as Mo Zhuan held the magic weapon and was about to kill them all, a bell suddenly rang. It was Hua Qingyun's pocket watch that rang. Hua Qingyun looked at his pocket watch. It's 4 o'clock. It's time to go to work. Mo Zhuan was confused. What is work? At this moment, a sword key attacked him, which directly knocked him out. Going to work means your death is coming. He is the most self-disciplined millionaire in the immortal world. He always goes to work on time and leaves on time, never wasting a minute. Now, he was repeatedly disturbed by the elder of the demon sect and hurt his companion, forcing him to leave early. Today, he decided to no longer hide his strength. He decided to destroy the elder of the demon sect. Yu Jiangxin saw Hua Qingyun's terrifying sword energy and stood there in a daze. Hua Qingyun smiled faintly, asking his junior sisters to leave quickly, go back and set up a trap at Swollen Place, and protect the village. He will handle this. Yu Jiangxin asked Hua Qingyun in a hurry, where's the elder who killed the evil spirit before? With just a few of them, they can't deal with the current Mo Zhuan at all. The disciples in the Purple Forest also advised him not to be stubborn. Now Mo Zhuan has trapped himself. His strength has at least reached the level of Zefu. Even if they were here, no one can beat him even if everyone adds up. Hua Qingyun looked at his little sister with confidence. Don't worry. It will end soon. But Mo Zhuan below is in a state of confusion. He couldn't figure out. He was just a zero worker, but can slash out such a terrifying sword energy. Brat. What secret treasure did you use just now? Hua Qingyun smiled coldly. To deal with a little trash like you, do I need to use a secret treasure? The 3 on the other side were retreating to the village. Yu Jiangxin believed that his senior brother must have a way to deal with Mo Zhuan. Since he went down the mountain, every decision made by his senior brother Hua was right. so he believed that his senior brother could turn the tide. As soon as he returned to the village, Yu Jiangxing activated the Lock Spirit and Heaven Recovery Array to defend the village. In fact, the reason why Hua Qingyun asked his junior sister was afraid that he would accidentally level the village below to the ground. After all, being too powerful is also a kind of trouble. Seeing the array activated, he could finally let loose and fight. Seeing Hua Qingyun so contemptuous of himself, he was very upset. Do you think that was all I had just now? I'm telling you, use all your tricks quickly, or you won't have a chance later. Hearing such mocking words, no man can bear it. Mo Xuan roared. A blood strike slashed towards Hua Qingyun. Even the distant mountain peak was directly cut off. Mo Xuan looked proud. This kid seems to have turned into ashes. But in the next second, Hua Qingyun appeared in front of him. No way. How dare you show off with such strength? The enraged Mo Xuan used his full power, planning to kill Hua Qingyun completely. The people in the distance were also shocked by the power of the magic weapon. Yu Jiangxin looked worried, praying silently for his senior brother Hua. At this moment, Mo Xuan was exhausted. He couldn't even see Hua Qingyun. I said, you can't just think skills look good. No matter how gorgeous the skills are, what's the use of not hitting the target? Now Mo Xuan has been tortured by Hua Qingyun to the point of agony. Are you wondering? Why a cultivator with 0 kilograms and 6 levels can so easily manipulate you in the palm of his hand? The reason is simple. Because I have sealed my realm. I have never dared to practice in front of others, for fear of attracting a heavenly calamity by accident. And as a disciple of the sect, it's not a good thing to be too ostentatious. The greater the ability, the more troubles. To live an easy life, so I have been hiding my strength. Mo Xuan finally knew that the person in front of him is a hidden master. Mo Xuan plans to escape from here quickly. But how could Hua Qingyun let him go? You've disturbed my rest repeatedly and hurt my companion, forcing me to get up early and go out. You are simply unforgivable. Seeing that there was only one red Liamen soldier left, Hua Qingyun felt a little embarrassed. I'm sorry, I didn't control my power. He said he couldn't cultivate immortality. And one by one, a devil supreme. He takes a bath of millions every day. But his strength has already reached the immortal realm. In order to relax for 3 days, he exposed his true strength. He killed the elder of the demon sect, but luckily, his acting skills were excellent. He pretended to be stupid and passed. Everyone saw the sword that Hua Qingyun slashed casually is comparable to a fairy cultivator. Could this be the legendary hidden master? Yu Jiangxin was incredulous. It turns out that senior brother Hua's realm has already surpassed everyone in Qingyun's sword sect. Compared to him, what am I compared to him? At this moment, because the spiritual impact of the battle just now was too strong, the swollen Futian formation was about to break. Yu Jiangxin quickly instructed the disciples of Zilan sect to evacuate the villagers. He will lead here. After the battle, his spiritual power was almost exhausted. Just when he couldn't hold on, a finger appeared beside him. It was our senior brother Hua who came to the rescue. With a wave of his hand, he restored the formation. Hua Qingyun smiled faintly. The trouble has been solved. Let's put away the formation. Brother, since you are so strong, why didn't you tell me earlier? Hua Qingyun pretended to be confused. Sister, what are you talking about? Actually, it was thanks to my master's sword talisman to destroy the elder of the demon sect. Everyone looked at him in surprise. Didn't senior brother just slash out that sword? Of course not. I'm only at the 6th level of spiritual power. I don't have such strength. And this time, thanks to your 3 desperate resistance, that I had time to activate the sword talisman. I'm just lucky. I was just lucky. And took advantage of it. Yu Jiangxin didn't believe his nonsense. You can dodge the attack of the demon sect elder. Are you taking me for a fool? Hua Qingyun scratched his head awkwardly. Actually, I major in body skills. So I'm a bit confused. You know, sister, my master Ju Yu Tang is the best in this sect. But the little junior sister still doesn't believe it, and the just repaired formation, which can't be done by a casual worker. Hua Qingyun had to take out the Kengling jade he prepared to dispel everyone's suspicions, because it can store spiritual power and can be used to collect and store spiritual power. Although his words seemed flawless, but Yu Jiangxin always felt something was wrong. Ma Qingyun came to him. Don't think too much. Sister, if I were really that powerful, how could the sect master and master not find out? In senior brother's heart, you are the top disciple of Qingyun's sword sect. Yu Jiangxin was shy. Brother, you're doing a surprise attack again. Then they discussed how to deal with the demonic weapon. The demonic energy in the magic weapon is rampant and cannot be touched for the time being. So Hua Qingyun could only set up a formation to suppress it. It should be about time. Hua Qingyun planned to take the magic fetus back to sect and let the elders decide. The next second, the magic weapon forcibly broke through the formation. Unexpectedly, someone was pulling the magic fetus. Hua Qingyun directly took action to intercept it. But he was still a step too late, allowing the demon soldier to burrow underground. If he hadn't wanted his junior sister not to find out, he forcibly suppressed his power. But fortunately, the palm just now and the seal formation previously placed on it, it prevented the Tianying from taking the demon fetus away. On the other side, Hua Qingyun had wounded him before. The demon ancestor has recovered. He swore to see him again. Hua Qingyun will definitely tear him into pieces. Suddenly, a blood shadow appeared. It seems that you have completed the physical refinement. Now that Mo Xuan is dead, when I recall the demon fetus he created was blocked by external force, which caused the devil fetus to fall in Qinyun Mountains. You go and retrieve it quickly. Then he gave the demon sect ancestor 3 magic tools to help him. Last time you lost the blood fruit pearl. If you fail again this time, you should know the consequences. Now the old devil has obtained 3 magic weapons. He swore to take revenge on Hua Qingyun for the arrow. Hua Qingyun thought that. She thought that with her acting skills like an Oscar winner, he could hide it and hide his identity as a big shot. But on the way back, he was discovered by his junior sister. Sister, don't go. It's not what you think. Listen to me explain. After the calm, the disciples of Ziling also said goodbye and left. Hua and Yu Taoist. See you again. 2. Take care. Be careful on the way. On the way, they talked about what happened today. They didn't expect the Moyun sect to plan to recast magic weapons. Compared to this thing that is far beyond our realm, I'm more concerned about that Taoist friend Hua. Xia Yan didn't understand what his junior brother meant. Yunjian, didn't you notice that in this incident? Everything was under the control of Hua? From the moment we left the inn, Hua told us to be careful. After entering the forest, he also asked us to take the detoxification pill and the sudden appearance of the demon sect blood vessels. Finally, he helped us in time at the critical moment. Without any of them, we would have been refined by the elder devil. Zia Yun heard his junior brother's words, also realized the terrifying aspect of Hua Qingyun. Sister, it's not just that. Do you remember the poison-avoiding pill we took? Anyway, after taking the pill, I used the technique of internal examination to check my body. I found that there seemed to be an invisible sword, Qi. I think we didn't take the pill, but a sword pill injected with a wisp of sword energy. The sword energy contained in this sword pill, it cut all the toxins in our bodies apart. The little junior brother in Ziling's sect showed an adoring look. But what Zia Yun couldn't understand was that Hua Qingyun is so powerful. Why he hides his strength so much? The two finally discussed and came to a conclusion. It's likely that he's afraid of attracting attention. And friend Hua is likely to be the secret weapon of Qingyun's sect. Since friend Hua doesn't want to reveal his strength, we'd better not make it public. After all, he is our savior. I really look forward to the Genius Gathering next month. We can see friend Hua again. But they didn't know that their conversation were heard clearly by Hua Qingyun in the distance. It seems that both of them are smart. In that case, the sword energy will be dispersed. If the other sect leader notices it, it will be troublesome. After all, keeping a low profile, can we better goof off? Halfway through the journey, Yu Jiangxin suddenly stopped.